A war of titans has erupted at the peak of political and economic power in the United States. Donald Trump and Elon Musk, two of the most influential men on the planet, have gone in just a few months from strategic allies to bitter enemies, trading insults, threats, and accusations. But the most surprising part isn't their current rivalry. It's the complex web of shared interests that keeps them tied together despite their clash. Because even in the midst of this storm, Trump and Musk remain linked. And what's at stake is far more than their reputations. It's control over resources, contracts, technological influence, and political power that could reshape the future of America. It all began with an unexpected alliance. After the attempted assassination of Trump in Pennsylvania less than a year ago, Musk didn't hesitate to offer his support. His backing was immediate and resounding. From that moment on, their paths intertwined. Musk opened his checkbook like never before, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to Republican campaigns, publicly defending Trump's agenda, and using his platform, X, to amplify MAGA's message. But that honeymoon didn't last long. The fight broke out quickly, catching even the most skeptical analysts off guard. All it took was Trump hinting at Musk's tax breaks and government contracts for the businessman to fire back with provocative polls and public criticism. What followed was a high-voltage digital war, veiled threats, accusations of disloyalty, and warnings of economic retaliation. Yet behind the public spectacle lies a more uncomfortable truth: they still need each other. One of the biggest pillars of that mutual dependence is money. Over the last year, Musk has donated nearly $290 million to Trump and other Republican candidates, a record-breaking sum that shifted the landscape of U.S. politics. Thanks to that cash flow, Trump was able to build a powerful campaign machine and gain an edge in multiple key states. Musk was not just a benefactor. He became a central actor in the Republican strategy. But all of that could vanish overnight. Musk has already announced he'll drastically reduce his donations to future campaigns and even hinted he might back a third political path. The mere suggestion that he'd support a new party representing the 80% in the middle is a direct threat to Trump's voter base. If Musk redirects his fortune toward independents or even moderate Democrats, the impact on the GOP would be devastating. Still, money isn't the only link. Musk's companies, SpaceX, Tesla, Starlink, deeply rely on U.S. government contracts. SpaceX alone has received over $20 billion in federal deals since 2008. Many of those contracts stayed afloat thanks to Musk's proximity to the upper echelons of power. Trump's threat to cancel those contracts, framed as a way to save billions from the federal budget, isn't just talk. It's a direct warning. And while Musk threatened to dismantle the Dragon spacecraft, essential to NASA missions, he quickly realized such retaliation could backfire. At the moment, no other company can replace SpaceX in critical missions like space launches, trips to the ISS, or preparations for future lunar missions. Canceling those contracts would be legally complex and strategically harmful to both Musk and the government. The dependency is mutual. Beyond the contracts lies the human factor. When Trump appointed Musk to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, famously known as DOGE, he gave him carte blanche to build his own team. And Musk, true to form, filled the agency with ex-Tesla and ex-SpaceX employees. Even now, after resigning from DOGE, many of those officials remain in key government posts. The personal links between Musk's inner circle and the federal apparatus run deep. Katie Miller, former Trump spokesperson and wife of the current Deputy Chief of Staff, worked as DOGE's communications head. Today, she no longer works for the government. She works directly for Musk. This is just one example of how the business and political worlds have become so entangled it's nearly impossible to separate them. There's also David Sachs, presidential advisor on AI and crypto, who worked with Musk at PayPal and remains close to him. These personal ties, beyond the public disputes, might delay any definitive rupture. But they're also fertile ground for betrayal. In a structure where interests constantly overlap, any move can trigger unintended consequences. What makes this feud even more volatile is the level of public exposure both men have chosen. Rather than resolving things behind closed doors, they've aired their grievances in front of millions, exposing the cracks in American power. On X, Musk's platform, Trump's every message is dissected. Every post, poll, and statement is scrutinized by influencers, tech executives, and voters for clues about what's next. Public opinion, especially within the MAGA movement, appears to have picked a side. A recent YouGov poll revealed that 70% of Republicans back Trump in this dispute, while only a small fraction support Musk. That's not a minor detail. For now, at least, Trump still holds the loyalty of his base. But Musk has other cards to play. He controls one of the most influential platforms in the world and has direct access to a global audience. His ability to shape narratives, set trends, and drive national debates is enormous. Through X, he can amplify criticism, discredit government moves, and challenge mainstream media. If he decides to turn that tool against Trump, the effect could be catastrophic. On the other hand, Trump isn't passive. His influence in Congress, his grip on parts of the federal apparatus, and his ties with regulatory agencies give him the power to pressure Musk's companies from many angles. Ongoing investigations into Tesla and SpaceX by over 30 federal agencies could intensify if their relationship continues to deteriorate. Issues like permits for Tesla's robot Axis or rocket safety could become political weapons. In this scenario, it's not far-fetched to think they'll damage each other in the coming months. The fallout wouldn't just be economic, it could redefine alliances across the U.S. establishment. Silicon Valley, the Republican Party, the federal bureaucracy, and independent voters are all watching this power struggle closely. The big question is, who has more to lose? The politician trying to solidify power with a second presidency? Or the billionaire who built his empire with government support and now faces his own creation? The answer isn't easy. But what is clear is that this battle is far from over. And each new chapter confirms one uncomfortable truth. Trump and Musk, no matter how much they fight, remain bound to each other. Each needs the other to survive in the world's most dangerous arena. Because in American politics, power isn't won just with votes. It's won with money, influence, and control of the narrative. And both men have plenty of that. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you next time.